Okay, we are live right now from the beautiful Sydney cricket ground, and this is the venue where India will be playing Netherlands next. Behind me, what you see is not the men in blue, but it's the men in green. So it's the Bangladesh team that is actually having a practice session right behind me. India, of course, scheduled to play tomorrow versus Netherlands here at the SCG. But the Indian team, as we had pointed out yesterday as well, the Indian team did not practice a day before the game. So they had a full-fledged practice sessions yesterday, that is Tuesday, but today being Wednesday, a day before the game, they haven't had a practice session. This, at the moment, it is about roughly 11:30 a.m. Australian time in Sydney, and we've just heard from the bowling coach, that is Paras Mramre. So I'm going to quickly tell you various things that were informed to us from the Indian team management. And the first bit is there were a lot of speculations that Hardik Pandya, if you remember in the Asia Cup as well, Hardik Pandya had chosen to rest in the not so crucial encounters. But here, what we've gotten to know is that he is fit. Remember, he had a bit of a niggle also, was getting cramps in that last game versus Pakistan. But what we're getting to know that he's 100% fit. There is nothing to worry about. Nobody in the Indian team is injured at the moment. In fact, the interesting bit is that Hardik Pandya, and this is the most operative word, Hardik Pandya himself has told the management that he wants to play every game from here on. So this is what Hardik has told the Indian team management, that every game he wants to play. And what does the Indian team think? Well, we got an insight into that. The Indian team management has also said that they want the momentum to carry on. They do not want to rest players. They want the momentum to carry on because it's going to be very crucial going forward. Also, what we got to know that because of gaps between the games, the Indian team management feels that the players aren't getting a lot of opportunities. So they haven't got, all players haven't got a chance to bat for the longest time. Everyone hasn't got to bowl all the time. And what better way to get that sort of match practice by playing an actual match itself? Which is why the Indian team is very keen that no changes are made, no rests are given, and your full-fledged squad plays. Of course, that is not to say that the playing 11 will not go through changes. What we were informed is that the playing 11 will continue to change, but that will depend on the opposition and the conditions, and so then they will decide. So even your fast bowlers, the reason we were told that the fast bowlers didn't come, that's because they want the fast bowlers to be fit all the time. In fact, here's another very important bit that we got to know, that from here on till the end of the tournament, most practice sessions are going to be optional. So I think they are going to manage the workload of the Indian team, especially the fast bowlers. So from here on till the end of the tournament, most practice sessions are optional, where players can then decide which practice sessions to come to and not. So they may not be a full-fledged compulsory practice session. Each player, and alongside consultation with the team management, it will be taken a decision as to who comes and who does not. So the operative bit, full strength team is going to play against Netherlands. That's because they want to test and keep the momentum going, and also give an opportunity to players to get that batting time, that bowling time in the middle as they need. Hardik Pandya is fit. All the talk of niggle is not there. He may have had cramps in the last game, but he's fully fit, and he himself has said that he wants to continue to play all games from here on. I know I saw a few comments talking about Yuzi Chahal and Ravichandran Ashwin. So we are told that between them, most times that they are going to pick is depending on the conditions and the matchup. So matchup is one thing that the Indian team is studying very carefully. They're looking at, against which team, which bowler does well. For example, and this is not something that was told in the press conference, but we all knew. For example, off spinners have done well against Pakistan in the recent past. So I think that's one reason why they decided to go with an Ashwin and Yuzi Chahal. That's not to say that Yuzi Chahal will not play. It will depend on the ground that they're playing. It will depend on the opposition that they're playing against. And team said that they will go with Yuzi Chahal. The other thing the bowling coach pointed out is that the fact that Ashwin got the nod ahead of Yuzi Chahal also had a bit to do with his batting. This is something that was made clear. So clearly the team management is thinking that the batting balance of the team needs to be okay, and you need a batter at number 8. Also because remember, Harshal Patel isn't playing. Harshal Patel was part of the team up until now, but because Shami comes in, he's not there, so your batting then becomes really thin from number 8 onwards. So I think that was another reason that went in Ravichandran Ashwin's favour. I think the funny bit in the press conference was the bowling coach was asked that did the team management give any feedback or instructions to Ravichandran Ashwin when he went out to bat towards that last ball in the game versus Pakistan. And the bowling coach said no. When it comes to Ashwin, we don't give him instructions of what to do. He tells us what he's going to do. That's what you get with Ashwin. So the entire press room then started laughing. So that was a hilarious moment that happened at the press conference. But he said, kudos to Ashwin's game awareness, his coolness, calmness in a pressure situation. For someone to let that ball go also showed how game aware he is, how calm he was in that tense situation, because most other batsmen would have tried to have swung their bat to that ball. He did not. Very calm, cool, just let that ball go. So he had a word of praise also for Ravichandran Ashwin. Okay, once again, I know a lot of you are saying show us the practice. This is the Bangladesh team practicing, just to let you know. The Indian team has not had a practice session today. You can take a look at the Pakistan team there. They are practicing right now. Us Bangladesh team, I beg your pardon. The Bangladesh team is out. There you go. Right. Hope you enjoy that Bangladesh practice session and the latest updates. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today. More such updates coming through the day. We'll have Sunny Gavaskar join us as we build to that game against the Netherlands. A bit of analysis on the Netherlands team as well, and things that the Indian team would be doing. So for that, subscribe to Sports Today. For the moment, Nikhil Naz signing off from the iconic Sydney cricket ground. Bye bye for now.